Hi everybody, welcome back. We've got some great episodes lined up for you now.
We hope.
We're doing a cardigan. We have been working on the body, the sleeve, and we thought that we'd show you how to knit it, how to take the measurements, how to steek, and how to put it together. So stay tuned.
The Norwegian way.
Yes, the Norwegian way. So stay tuned
Very
and
easy.
Let's start.
Yeah. So the first thing you have to do is to take the measurements of the person you're knitting to, and we're knitting for Carlos.
Me?
Yeah. so first the breast measurements.
Yes. Okay.
I won't tell the measurements on video because it's
no, it's not.
Oh. So you check if it's a good size. Don't too tight. Maybe tight is in fashion, then you pull it, but we make a good size.
Let's make it a comfortable size, please.
So 100 is good for this guy.
So 100 centimeters.
That means you have to check on the yarn, and it says 22 stitches on 10 centimeters. So he needs 220 stitches.
So basically, all you need to do is check your yarn, check what it says, check the tension, and then you can figure it out from that. And now we're talking in centimeters because there's no inches here. But anyway, in an American yarn brand, it would probably have the inches. So you just have to calculate the measurement around your breast and figure out the stitches.
And then you can also check the length of your sweater, how far down you want to go.
I want it there.
Yeah, so then it's like on 71, and then the yarn also tell you, the label also tell you how many stitches or rounds you have on 10 centimeters. So in this case it's 30 on 10. Then you have to do the calculation.
Yeah. And the cardigan that we're doing it in one of our yarns. We designed these yarns for Schachenmeier and patents, and they self-stripe in colors that we've chosen. So it means that we will not be focusing on any 2-color or 3-color knitting. We will only be doing this with one color, which will be multiple colors. Yeah. And we've got great different kinds of color combinations. We've done this one, which has got some light blues and some reds. We've done one with grays and blacks and purples. There's one with greens and oranges. And we are combining these with a solid color. We're using our yarn, and then we're combining the main color that we've chosen, which is this one. And we've decided to combine it with a blue. And usually we don't like matchy things anymore, so we're doing like a mismatched blue that is not the same as
close.
The one. Kind of close, but still not there, to give it a little pop. And basically, so that means you need 2 colors. You need the color for the body and a color for the ribbing on the bottom, the placket, and the collar.
Yeah. And if you also the sleeves, if you want different. Okay. Now we'll explain more detailed what you do. So we finished the body, and it's no fuss. It's just 6 centimeters of 2 knit and 2 purl.
The ribbing, yeah.
On the ribbing, and then you change to the wonderful yarn.
Yeah.
And you just finish the whole body. There's no decreasing, no increasing, no shaping.
No.
Nothing.
It's just knitted on the round all the way up. And you knit as much as you need, basically.
Yeah, and check on your body while you're knitting, because sometimes the yarn will stretch and it can be too long if you just follow the instructions. You should check on your body while you're knitting.
Yeah.
So this is the way in Norway. We just make the body and you leave it. Then you do the sleeves. And we finished one sleeve, and so it looks like this. So this is the total sleeve.
How many did we cast on?
I don't remember. A good size for your arm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can measure it on the...
When you start, like we told you, when you start to make the sleeve, you can check on the body, on the what you call this again? The rib on the body, and see how much you want for your arm.
And then count those stitches.
Then you count those.
And that's what you cast on. That's a very clever way to do
It's
it.
an easy way to do it. And then you get a sleeve that is good for you.
Yeah.
And then you do the rib with 2 knit and 2 purl.
Yeah. That's our favorite rib because it kind of
Yeah.
brings everything tight.
On 6 centimeter rib, on this is really good. On the sleeve, we use the same color because
They look good.
it looked good, but you can also use a single color. And then when you finish your sleeve, you have to turn it inside out like this. And then you just continue knitting from the inside. And you do 9 rounds, for example, or you can do more or less, of knit around the arm top. So what you're doing now is the facing, which is covering the raw edge on the body, because you will have a raw edge after cutting it. So just go on like this. Okay? So when you've done your sleeve and you're finished your body, everything, then you start to prepare for the steeking. And what we've done on this one is we marked the center front with this red yarn on 1 stitch in the center of the body. And on the sides, we marked also with red yarn the arm opening. So when you finished your arm with the facing and everything, you just put the arm next to the body,
Yeah.
from the top of the body, and you put the arm like this next to it.
Yeah, so edging. Edge on edge. Here.
Edge on edge, and then you mark the depth of the armhole,
Yeah, the length
the length of the
of
armhole.
the armhole.
So, and then you put in the yarn to mark the center stitch. Then you put this in the sewing machine. So now you marked your center front and your arm opening, armhole.
Yeah.
And then before you make the sewing in the armhole, you have to start sewing the shoulders, but not all of it. Just a little bit, so you can put it on again when you shape the neck opening. So you see, I started now to make this sewing on the shoulder, and I go like this into 1 stitch and back on the other side to the one which I came from, and I do like this, and then I go to the next stitch and back to the other one that I came from, and go like this. You continue going like this. So you always go into the one you came from when you sew back and forth like this. It's like you're making stitches in a way. There's probably like 100 other ways to do it, but this is how we do it.
It's kind of easy. We try to keep it all very simple.
Yeah. So you go on like this, but don't finish it yet. Just leave this. So now I started to make the seam on the shoulder and I marked the armhole, and now it's time to do the sewing.
Yes.
So bring on the sewing machine.
Yes, and we like doing this with a sewing machine, and we use a simple zigzag seam.
You can do 2 rounds of zigzag on 1 round. Just be sure that when you cut, the yarn doesn't get away. So I put the zigzag on the longest stitches. So this one is now on 4, and then you have like the 1 stitch where you have the red yarn, and then you make the sewing in the stitches on both sides
Of the red
of
thread.
the red thread.
So let's go.
The reason why we use the long stitches is because if you use shorter stitches, you lose some of the stretch. So I'm doing my 2nd round of zigzag on this one. But you can do 1 time or 2 times, it doesn't matter. And then you
As many as you need to feel confident before you start cutting.
And then you go over the shoulder and down again. So, and when you finish your zigzag, you put the machine on the straight seam, and then you do just the straight seam. That should be more than enough. So then it's done. Then it's time for the scissors. So now I have made the sewing. Then you just cut in the middle of the stitch that you marked with the red yarn. So you go on like this.
And this is not a problem now. You've sewn it twice.
Twice.
Yeah. But even if you would have sewn it once, the stitches are there. They're all gathered. There's no problem.
No
you can
problem.
cut as much as you want.
And it's easy, easy.
Yeah,
Because
it is.
now you just knit the whole body on the round, and you don't have to think about armholes or anything. So now you have the armhole
Cut.
cut.
And let's show the stitches. So you have here the zigzag that has been done a couple of times, and it's holding everything together, and there's nothing to worry about in terms of it disintegrating because it's all there.
Yeah. So now you see I put the sleeve in the armhole that I just cut, and then on the inside it will look like this because now I use the red yarn so it's easy to see. I stitched the body to the sleeve. And then on the sleeve you have this facing, and I put like 1 centimeter of the body neck on the edge between the sleeve and the facing. So you put the arm and the body together like this. So you have like approximately 1 centimeter seam allowance. And then I stitched it down with this red yarn, and it's ready now for the sewing machine. And when I sew it, I will then sew it together from the right side of the facing. So I make the sewing just in between the purl and the knit. So then you put your sweater back into the sewing machine, and you use the normal stitch. What's that called?
Yeah, the regular stitching,
The regular
I guess.
stitch. And then you go around. Don't use too narrow stitches because then it will be too tight. So I guess I keep the 4. Just to block it a little bit. And then I go around like this. So the stitching is now between the knit and the purl on the sleeve. So, see now this is the sleeve and the body is sewn together. And we have a lot of red yarn to get rid of after.
That's usually my job.
So now I'm on the beginning, so I close the seam. Then the first sleeve is sewn on the body. Because now when you have sewn your sleeve into the body, you can hide this raw edge
With that.
with this.
Yeah.
So first you have to remove all the red yarn.
And then it's going to look beautiful. You want me to do the yarn removal? So if you're wondering why I'm taking out the thread the way I'm doing it, it's because I'm really lazy and I don't feel like going in and, you know, being very gentle, because you're going to hide it anyway. You're going to hide that ugly threaded seam there. You're going to hide it with the facing that you put on the sleeve. So, you know, in the end of the day, you're not even going to see this. It's one of my shortcuts.
Shortcuts.
You need to have a few shortcuts.
And we also, like for this yarn is so soft that we didn't steam it before we sew it and cut it. Because it's really soft, so you don't have to do it. Yeah,
usually we're pretty strict about steaming because we do want a very well finished garment. That is very important to us. But as Arne was saying, this yarn is great, so there's no need.
If you want to steam it, you can steam it after, or
yeah. I think this looks okay
because it comes out like it's just steamed because it's so soft.
So most of the thread has been removed.
Yeah. But then we show you how to finish the sleeve, make it beautiful. There's still yarn. So now we sewn the sleeve into the body, and then we hide the raw edge with this facing. So you just put it over like this. You can always pin it down if you want first, and then you stitch it to the body like this. So you just fold it nicely over the raw edge and you stitch it down to the body all the way around. You don't need to pin it actually, because it's soft. So this is how it works.
So it's looking really nice now. The seam is being hidden with that pretty little facing that we've got here.
So you get really nice inside of your cardigan.
Yeah. So while Arne keeps sewing this, keep sewing.
Okay, keep sewing.
Keep sewing, because we do need to finish this. We've got a few episodes to go. Everything that we've done today, we're going to write it down. And, well, it's actually written down. It's on our website. So you just log on to arnecarlos.com. Take the pattern from there. We've posted some photographs as well. Everything to help you out, to get the sleeves in. And next time, we are going to start doing the cardigan itself. So we're going to get the body, we're going to steek it,
and cut
it, and then we're going to work on the placket. We're going to show you how we did it, how we knit in the buttonholes, and how we attach it to the cardigan. So don't go away, stay tuned. Please come back, please subscribe to our website. And also now we've got a great little selection on our menu where you can also go and look for the yarn. So if you want to get this particular yarn, you'll be able to do that as well from our website. So thanks for watching and see you again next time. And Arne, show us the result.
I'm not finished yet.
But you will be.
It will. It looks good.
It looks fabulous.
And you hide this awful raw edge. So.
Yeah, that is beautiful. That is stunning.
I know.
It's beautiful.